Hi everyone, how are you all? I'm so delighted because I've actually hit my 1,000 subscribers, which has, you wouldn't believe how delighted I am. And I'd like to thank each and every one of you that subscribed. You really have made this Welsh girl very, very happy. I'm going to come on in a few days to, excuse me, that wasn't me getting emotional then, I had a little bit of a cough. Come on in a few days to do a 1,000 subscriber giveaway because you were all absolutely awesome. But I've come on today with a card that I must be honest has tried my patience no end today, but I have finally conquered it. And using once again some of my old designer series paper, trying to use these papers up, I've made a twist and pop card, or pop and twist card. Now the one I find a little bit harder to shut back down than the other, there's that one. And then I made this one, which again, this is really old designer paper, the whole set actually, but because I'm determined to make one for a girl, one for a man, very stereotypical, I've done this one here. There we go. So I'm going to challenge myself now to do it on screen. Now, I must be honest, I watched superb tutorials, absolutely superb. There's nothing at all wrong with the tutorials. It was my brain mainly. But the one that I found the easiest to understand was the original is by Sam Calcott, UK, Mixed Up Craft. Hers was the most understandable. And this is my template. Once again, I struggled with this one to shut a little bit. Luckily enough, the ones I've made since have been easier. But let me just show you. That was my first attempt. That was using a slightly different process, and I must be honest, excellent tutorial. I think it was Maymay Crafts, superb tutorial. My brain couldn't see it. And this part I scored incorrectly, so that was one wasted piece. Then I could not get them to fold in the middle, so these are my bloopers in a way. This one then, I scored the wrong edge, so they went as well. But I eventually got to do it. So if I were you, a little bit of advice from me, use some old cardstock and have a little practice. The other thing that is always a bit of a pain, because A4 size in the UK is slightly different to America, it's really difficult to follow imperial measurements for some of these cards. So I've actually copied, as I say, Sam's. Thank you so much, Sam. I think Sam must work with very young children because she made it easy enough for me to understand, and I need that. So we are working in inches, and the first thing you need is your base is actually 12 by 6. Now I have decorated my base card because you were probably expert yourself at sticking bits of paper on. So I've decorated the front of my card, and as you can see, I'm using the Dino Days suite because one for a man, one for a woman, one for a child. That's my new mantra to myself now. So your card is 12 by 6, scored at 6. Another bit of advice, if you've got paper that's got a proper direction to it, make sure you don't stick it upside down, because as you can see, all my dinosaurs are standing correctly there. I had to be careful they were standing correctly there. Exactly the same then for the inside. The front pieces are 5 3/4 squared. I will write all these down in my directions for you. And then the same there. Then I've just added, I haven't measured that. That's quite a big, that's 4 by 4 1/4. That's quite a big sort of sentiment for the middle, but then at least there's plenty of room to write. So that's the front of the card. So I'm going to put this to one side. So that's your base card. Then for this piece here, I've tried to zoom in a little bit, but then I keep losing things. You need a piece of card that is 11 inches by 3 3/4. So obviously use the offcut from your base card. Then you need to score it at 2 3/4, 5 1/2, 8 1/4. and then it's going to fold valley. I folded valley to the two valleys first, so they met. Then you do your mountain fold, so it's like that. That's how it looks, like an M or a W, whichever way you're looking at it. The DSP then is 3.5 by 2.5, okay, and then I used some of the rectangular stitched framelets to do my little pieces then to go on my card. So I'm just actually going to stick that down, and I think it's that way around. With this one, they're upside down and all kinds, so that doesn't matter. But I was starting with him in the middle, like that. I'm putting him down there. Then I've got, now this one is actually from a really old set. This is from No Bones About It, and I also use Dino Days. My sentiment came from another really old set, Happiest Birthday Wishes, because I'm a hobby demo and I tend to keep whatever I love. This isn't my business. I mean, I'm delighted when people place orders, but I'm more about motivating people to craft. So my sentiment is Ra means you're awesome in dinosaur. Hope I pronounced that correctly. There we go. So I've just cut these little dinosaurs out of the designer series paper because the framelets cut them out beautifully. Be careful as well. I had to move my little pterosaur or pterodactyl, because you can't have anything going over those folds because it'll mess up how it all folds away. So I'm going to put those two pieces aside, because here comes the tricky bit. You need a piece that's going to end up like this, okay? Easier said than done. Every time I do this, it looks completely different. So I'm going to try and do it on screen with you. Your piece of card is 8 inches by 3.5. And the first thing you're going to do, you're going to work on the long side. So working on the 8-inch side. And you're going to do some notches. So you're just going to make a little mark, a little score mark. That's a 2.25. Then score fully at 4. And make sure your scores are nice and deep. And 5 3/4. A notch. Okay, so if you look carefully at that now, it's a bit hard to see. You've got a notch, a full score and a notch. Yeah, so I'm going to write that on here for you. Notch, score, notch. Okay, notch, score, notch. Then turn it around and do exactly the same thing. So notch at 2.25. You've done your 4 anyway, and then notch at 5 3/4. Okay, it's a bit so difficult to show on screen. There we go. So you're looking at these here, these 4 pieces here. So it looks like you've got a big square in the middle. Turn it then to a short side, and you are going to score at 1 3/4. Okay. Then move your scoreboard, but keep the stylus out, because this is the most important bit. Whatever line you do has to go through this direct center. There's our center mark there. Your lines have to go through. So you're going to put on your 2 notch sides with your ruler, making sure now this is the bit you have to be really accurate at. And make sure you press nice and hard. I tried it on a bit of foam padding earlier on and broke the card. So your cutting mat is fine, just go over it a couple of times. Once again, making sure you're going through that centre part. So there we go. So it looks like that. Now what I have found is to make sure that I fold it all. So we're going to fold at notch to notch. Like that. They need to be really good scores and really well burnished. Now we're going to do it the other notch side. So it looks a bit like that. Yeah, or like that. Then I made sure that I burnished all my score lines. Okay, so you've got it like this then, because what you need to do is you're going to make it into like a little house shape. Now this is the most thing I find the absolute most difficult thing to do in the world, because then yeah, I know, and just have a little word with my paper. I think we're friends again now. You need to make sure that this line here is a mountain fold and these ones are valley folds, because then when you push it, it goes down in the center. Okay, and you need it to look like a house. But then once you've got it like this, you sort of open it. Needs to look like a house on stilts. That's all I can describe it for, or like a circus tent. Okay, so when you first fold it, it might be inclined to go like that. That's not right. You need it like this. It's probably like those, remember those things that children used to make that I could never ever make? This should have been a warning to me, shouldn't it? So this is your folding mechanism. Now that one I have pretty much ruined due to my incompetency at the moment, actually. So here it is. Okay, now use your ruler. Let me push that out to my side, and you're going to mark about 1 1/4 up the leg of your house. Yeah, flip it over then and do it on this side. So they've got to be on alternate sides. Alternate? I never know how to say that correctly. Okay, so it's on this one and it's on that one. Now I am using, and I don't often use double-sided to put the mechanisms, but thought of struggling with wet glue as well. It's just too much for my little broken body to think about. So now you're going to put your card, just checking that I'm doing this correctly now. That's it. Yeah, put it, so say like the top of your M is going in. You're going to slide it in between these two legs, lift this leg up, slide it in there, and you're sort of going to eyeball it to make sure it's pretty even and press it down. Okay, so can you see now it is stuck there? Yeah. So now, mistake number 2, I need to then put it on this side. Okay, I told you this was slightly trying. So I'm going to move my card again, because I obviously put it on the wrong leg, because why wouldn't I? Then you're going to put it on the other side. Okay, press it down again. So you've got one side of the circus tent there, one side of the circus tent there. Okay, yeah, my camera's getting fed up now. So it looks like this. So there's the tip there, keep it flat. Okay, then bring in your card, make sure obviously then is going to open the right way. Okay, you don't want to do all this and then find out you've got it going upside down. In the middle of your card, score 3 inches, and just keep checking again because I don't trust myself. On the back of here, you can either use Tombow or double-sided. It needs to be quite a strong double-sided. Once again, I'm checking again. You're going to put the tip of your circus tent on that little spot and press it down like that. Press it down quite hard. Then there we go. You're going to do it exactly the same. make sure you keep that flat and press it down hard, and as if by magic it actually works. I must be honest, I thought it was going to be an absolute blooper then. So there's the outside of your card. Open it up and there's your pop and twist card. Once more, sometimes it might need a little bit of manoeuvring to start with. And there we go. And because I've added things on 3D dots, it doesn't close completely flat. So that's one thing to consider as well. I really hope you're confident enough to give it a try. As I say, just make sure you have plenty of old cardstock. And don't be afraid to use a few swear words if you need to make sure it goes in the right place, because that seems to work for me. And then I've had to walk away and have a cup of tea and then come back to it. Don't give up, because it is a fantastic fold. And once you get the hang of it, do you know, I made the second one easy as Larry. Didn't have to think about it. As soon as I came on screen, it all went a bit Pete-tong. So there we go. There's that one. There's that one. And there's that one. So come on now, baby, do the pop and twist. Enjoy yourselves. Huge welcome, as I say, to all my new subscribers. I'm not usually this inept at things. Fingers crossed. I'll put all the measurements in the description box below. If you haven't yet subscribed, but you've come across this mad person by accident, I would dearly love it if you did subscribe and hit the like bell, and give me a thumbs up if I'm worth a thumbs up. Also, if you hit the little bell, it will notify you of when I do my next ridiculous video. Let's hope it's slightly better and more organised than this one. Take care everyone, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Hwyl fawr.